everyone, how are you guys? I hope you're well. In this video I've got my bestie here. This is Bernice. She's from Sydney as well. We lived together over there for, wait, how long were we friends for over there?
I can't even remember.
It's been a while. And she's lived in Ghana for the past 7 years, guys. Yes, she is like this spontaneous girl who literally just grabbed her bags and decided to move to Ghana. So I thought we would learn a thing or two from her today. So I'm going to introduce her. I'm going to get her to introduce herself to you guys and then we'll get into it.
Okay, so what am I supposed to say? Okay, my name is Bernice. I'm Jasmine's best friend.
Okay guys, we have 1,000,001 questions for her. So I hope you guys gain a thing or two from this, and yeah.
Okay.
So when
About 7 years ago, about 6.5 to 7 years ago.
Okay. What made you decide to move to Ghana?
Basically, I lived in Sydney with my family like pretty much all my life. And I used to come to Ghana for holidays like around December. I will come, we party and we do all of that. But there was always like a sense of belonging anytime I come back to Ghana. So I decided, you know what, it's about time. Let me just come and try it out. Let me just give it all and see how it goes. So I literally picked my bag with nothing really and I came.
Okay. And so there was nothing significant that happened that made you be like, I'm leaving today, I'm coming to Ghana
Okay,
today.
so I started my business in Sydney and it was doing pretty well. So I decided, okay, so if I'm doing that well in Sydney, I can bring it to Ghana as well. And the kind of business that I was doing at that time, I was getting most of the products from Ghana, and it wasn't that big deal at that time.
Right.
So I thought, okay, why don't I just come to Ghana and then start it from here?
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your business over there?
Okay, so 7, 8 years ago, I started this Ankara bags. So I used to outsource the fabric from Ghana and then I'll take it to China and then I'll make it into bags and into purses and stuff, and I used to ship it all around the world.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. All right. Are you worried about anything when you moved to Ghana?
Definitely not. For some weird reason, I wasn't too worried. I have my family down here as well, so I have my cousins, I have my mom, I have other people down here. There was a house, there was a car I could drive. So I wasn't too worried thinking about, how am I going to move around, where am I going to stay, what am I going to be doing. No, I wasn't worried at all. But I knew I was going to, no matter what, I was going to stay and I was going to make it happen.
Okay. So it sounds like it comes down more to that, the fact that you were always thinking, oh, I feel like no matter what, I'm going to be here, no matter what happens. Because I feel like a lot of people might have exactly the things that you have access to here, but they'll still be worried about what if I have to go back because things didn't work out the way I wanted to.
Yeah, to some certain extent, because for me, when I decided finally that I was going to come down, like I bought a ticket, like a open ticket, that when I come, I was gonna give myself a year and see how things go. There was no sense of belonging there. I found myself feeling at home in Ghana, so yeah, it was just that feeling that, you know what, I'm here, I'm gonna make it happen.
How old were you then?
Oh my goodness, like,
you were younger, right?
I can't even remember.
Younger, no responsibility. I feel like, don't you reckon it would have been harder if you had a family? Like if you had kids and you had a husband?
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. I mean, I had a boyfriend, and at that time I'm coming. It's either you're coming to join me later or let's see how this goes. And eventually we had to break up because I didn't want to come back to Australia and he thought he wasn't ready to move back to Ghana yet.
Yeah, sure. Okay. What did you do for work when you moved? So when you moved here, what was your job?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I had no plan. I had absolutely no plan. When I moved, not like you have like plans and everything.
Yeah.
I had absolutely no plan.
Bernice is the total opposite of me, guys. I feel like that's probably why we've been friends for this long. She's like super loud, super spontaneous, and I'm like, I'm a little bit spontaneous, but I'm not that loud. Like, I'm quite chill, you know. Like, it's so true. Like,
I came in first and I met somebody. I'm not gonna say his name. I met somebody. He offered me a position at his workplace. I used to manage and do everything for him. Good pay. I did that for some time. Then I started off with my skincare products. I did that for some time. Then I got pregnant. Then I had to go back to Australia. I came back and business was somehow all over the place because I had gone for about 6 months. So I totally, stopped it. I'm one person that I like change. I don't care how it would look to people, or I don't care if people would say I failed, or I don't care being spontaneous and doing stuff. So that stopped, and moving forward until now I have stuff running and they're running good. So yeah.
So what do you do now? Like, what's your business?
Okay,
now?
so currently I have an event company. It's called Kikel Event Rentals. You should check it out.
For you guys.
So we're one of the biggest rental houses in Ghana. We do corporate events. I've done a lot of gigs for CBG, Consolidated Bank of Ghana. We do a lot of corporate gigs. We do weddings, we do parties, we do entertainment shows, we do pretty much everything. And then we also do have a rental. We rent to other people as well. So we have everything you can think of when it comes to events, like chairs, tables, LEDs, everything you can think of when it comes to events. You can contact us.
You guys check her out. She's doing really
and
well.
Also, am I allowed?
Talk about it.
And also, I have a delivery company as well. So anything you want to deliver, we have riders all over.
Where do you deliver to? Like what area?
Within Accra and Tema. So currently we only in Accra and Tema, but eventually maybe we might move it to like outside Accra to Kumasi, but currently in Accra and its environs. Yeah.
What has the business process been like for you? Like when you first started, did it take off straight away? Was it hard?
Okay. So when I first started, before I started the event company, I did have a restaurant. I had like a cafe that, used to do pancakes and waffles and ice cream and all that. I was going to do really well considering that we didn't have that much of those stuff in Ghana. And I stopped that business as well because I thought it was going to do really well. I've done my research. That time we had only Sigusta. And we didn't have all this.
What's Sigusta? They don't know what Sigusta is.
Sigusta ice cream, like an Italian ice cream. It's like a dessert spot. Yeah. So I thought, okay, why don't I start something like that? I did my research. I started and I realized that Ghanaians don't really, patronize stuff like that. So eventually I had to come to terms and decide to stop the business. And then I was not working for about 3 months. I was just there researching, honestly praying that, what should I do next? And it was my birthday. This business came to me like really funny. It was my birthday and my friends, Kakra and Penny before, they're like, oh, do some party, do something. So I contacted a decor person and she charged me like what, 4,500 Ghana cedis to do a decoration for less than 20 people. So I'm like, wait a minute, like you just come set tables and chairs and you collect in 4,500, like 45 minutes. And they didn't have a lot of luxury stuff to rent. There was no glass tables. Only one particular company did have it and she wasn't renting it. So I went to China and I could say the day my container landed. Okay, so I started promoting the business on Instagram and Facebook and all that before the container did land. So when the container got home, people were literally standing there waiting to take the stuff. Right. So since then, it's been working. Yeah.
That's great. And what would you say your challenges have been in business?
I would.
Because clearly not. Yeah. Like there's been some parts that didn't work out. So so it's been a bit of a trial.
I mean, there's been challenges even in this current business that I'm doing, but I would say that I'll twist it around a little bit that, you know what, in Ghana, trying to find out what works for you, you don't have to be too hard on yourself. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of industries that you can get into. But as much as that industry might be booming, if you try it and it's not working, it's not fitting, it's not working for you, don't beat yourself up and don't overdo it. Like, switch quickly to something that could work for you, because there's a lot of opportunities, you know, over down here that you can do, or you can implement something or start something yourself that could work. But for challenges has always been transportation and workers. Okay, so I mean, over there we work with time. If you start at 8 o'clock, you are there. But you know, when you're starting a business, challenges, you paying somebody 800 cedis a month, they leave and you have your business in easily gone. They come in all the way from Teshi or Polibu or something. You know, their transportation, and they can't get in Ubers or they can't get in taxis, so they have to get in Chocha. They're supposed to report at 8 and they're there at 10.
Yeah.
So you always, and it's like it becomes your responsibility as an owner, a business owner, to provide accommodation for your workers. Because if you're not able to provide them a place to live around your workplace, then it's like it's your problem. Deal with it. We can't come this time. We can't do this. So if you need me, then you should be willing to provide these stuff for us. So that has always been a challenge, and I feel like, you know, just logistics and transportation down here is just like, you know, logistics, workers and transportation has always been a challenge.
Right, okay. So I guess what I took from it is like, there's a lot of trial and error. Like, a lot of people on my channel keep asking me like, what's the best business to do in Ghana? I think there are certain industries that are booming, but in saying that, as she said, a lot of trial and error, because you might think that it's working for this person and so it'll be the same for you, but you come and it's a different story. So you have to be willing to explore. And I think if you're willing to move from the West and change your lifestyle completely and move to Ghana, then you're willing to explore anyway. So if you apply that same attitude in business, I feel like you do well. Right. I mean, yeah. Do you miss anything about the West?
Honestly, yes and no. Yes, being the fact that, you know, I still got my family, you know, back in Australia. So, you know, sometimes I'm looking at my nephew and my niece's pictures and I'm like, oh, I wish I was just there.
And you're missing out on
but apart from family, what do I miss about Australia? Okay, I miss one thing too. I remember I miss the healthcare system.
Oh yeah.
The fact that I could just walk to a medical center and then just like, you know, say whatever and then be cared for and, you know, go through all the tests, the appropriate tests, and all that. That I'm definitely missing.
Is the healthcare system in Ghana like terrible?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But see, what I have realized with Ghana is I think you have to work and see, it's like a fight being in Ghana or being in Africa, because you have to push your way through everything.
Right.
So you go to, I mean, if you're doing the private hospitals, I think they are as worse as in the public because you have to kind of show that you can afford it or use somebody before you're given that attention and care. I mean, I would walk into the same hospital with no makeup, with just like my normal hair.
And they'll treat you differently.
And they will treat me a little. The agency, it's a bit, you know.
It's different.
Yes, that I miss entirely. I got my blood test done yesterday. And I'm like, okay, I need to check for some certain things, and then they're like, no, we're not sure if we can do that now, because we normally send the test to South Africa to do the testing, and because of the corona issue and, you know, flights and all that, we don't know how long, because it needs to stay in a certain temperature, so we don't know how long it's going to take. So, you know, it becomes like an issue. Okay, so now I can't test for this now. So that's the only thing that I wish, if we had that, the healthcare, you know, system sorted out, things would be good. But apart from that, no.
I think that's kind of, I think that whole idea of you being treated differently, not in a rude way, but it's just the response you get if you appear to be affluent is generally different to the response you get if you don't appear that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you could be affluent but be dressed in a certain way, and you get completely different treatment.
Right.
I feel like that doesn't, I mean, maybe there's a level of that in the West, but it's very, very little, very minimal. You know? Like generally speaking, you get the same treatment in most places. Would you ever move back to Sydney, Australia, or even to like any other Western country?
Okay, I mean, I never say never, because I never thought that I would. I mean, 2 years or 3 years before I moved to Ghana, I didn't know that I was going to move to Ghana. So I would never say never. I'm not going to say hell no, that wouldn't happen. But in my current situation right now, I just go for holidays. I don't think I would move completely. Yeah.
I feel the same, but I haven't been here that long, so give me 7 years and ask me that. Okay, so that was pretty much my questions. There's one last one. Can you give us one tip to survive and enjoy Ghana if we move here?
Tip, enjoy. Okay, it really depends. I'm trying to find the right word, but it really depends on what you are really coming to Ghana for. If it's for entertainment, or if you
if you want to come live here.
If you want to come live Ghana, okay. Tip. See, one thing I've known about Ghana, and I only recently started doing it about 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago, because I was always in my shell when I first moved to Ghana, because you know, Australia, we family in your house, you go to work, you come back. So I never really socialized or tried to build my network. But you know, when they say your network really determines your network, a place like Ghana, it's where you really need your network. You need to network. So tip to moving to Ghana, you get your way through to things through people. So if you're going to be moving out, you need to, if you're an introvert, fair enough, you can be, but you should be willing to engage with people, talk to people, let them know what you want to do. You know, if you're looking for a job, you would find the right person who would be able to, see you through. And another tip would be, if possible, you can be spontaneous like I did, but you can choose to be like Jasmine. If possible, try and save as much as you can. Secure yourself a property, secure yourself a car. Be comfortable, because if you come over here and you're not comfortable, it's not too conducive. You don't feel too comfortable. You don't feel at home. You be all over the place, and then you find yourself having to move back to
Okay, that is really helpful actually. I feel like the networking part, I've experienced same, like there's so much that I've been able to achieve just from being in my house and like having contact with somebody and just texting them and being like, hey, can you help me organize my TIN number, or can you help me do this? Like I created a whole bank account without going into the bank. You know what I mean? So it's been like, it's really, really good to network. And I think the only way to do that is like once you have interaction, let's say I bought a car recently and I was interacting with this guy that I bought the car through, and then you can just be like, hey, do you know somebody who does A, B, or C?
Who can open a gate?
You know what I mean? And then they can link you. And because I feel like Ghana in general, it's not necessarily easy to socialize as such, especially if you go to like places like, let's say clubs like Bloom Bar and stuff like that. People kind of stick with the people that they're with. But I feel like it's more when you're working with people, that's when you can build your connect. That's been my experience anyway. I don't know if that's what you would say.
You see, there's been only one time that I actually got to interact with somebody at Bloom Bar, or let's say like a social place. He was an idiot. I just walked up to him and just started chatting with him. And people find it weird, especially for example if you have a guy sitting there and a girl pulls up to speak to the person. It's like, oh,
their response is
it's like you're trying to talk to me, or you trying to sleep with me, that kind of attitude.
And even the girls, like even when you try to talk to the girls, they don't really, they don't respond.
Why are you trying to talk to me? And as Jasmine said, you interact people on a normal basis in Ghana. Like you go to empty an office.
Yeah.
The security guy is trying to chat you out. The guy that opens the gate is trying to chat you out.
But those people, like, you tend to, I feel like you tend to get a lot more out of, like, so socially as well. So, that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys have any questions for Bernice, leave it in the comment section below. Do check her out on Instagram, Cacao Events. I'll leave it on the screen. And her delivery service as well, I'll leave it on the screen. I don't remember the name of the company. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow your bliss. Now life is short. Follow your bliss. Now the day. Follow your bliss. Now the and follow your bliss. Now make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye.